Hello, I'm Jim Riley. I'm the guy under the mask. This is Hometown Spotlight. And with me under the other mask is Jeff Friedman. He's the director of the Greene County Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for joining us, Jeff. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Jim.
We know we're concerned about this stuff. Why don't give us some of your views on where we're at right now?
Well, you know, the economy in the area is actually doing fairly well. Obviously, our businesses are under a lot of stress. They've been through some tough times. Things are not completely back to normal business-wise, but you know, our businesses are doing a really good job of being creative and working real hard to deliver the things that people need and that they want.
And finding alternatives to give them the service that they're looking for.
Yeah, no question. I mean, a lot of it has to do with the fact that you know, everything's a little different right now. There's a lot of folks who are scared. There are a lot of folks who are not necessarily taking it too seriously, and you know, generally you know, our big thing is we're asking everybody to keep wearing their masks. You know, as long as we can keep our economy open as it is right now, we'll be fine. We'll find our way through this.
Right.
You know, but we all have to do the right thing, because if this thing kind of blows up again, a lot of people get sick. It's going to scare everyone. The governor won't have to shut the economy down. It'll shut itself down,
and you won't be able to get it regenerated. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we're going to lose a lot of people. If we go back to where we were, I think a lot of businesses will suffer, and then we'll start to lose.
Well, you've tried to figure out, some of them are just not going to be able to get back if we have to do this again.
Yeah, and that's, you know, that's really the big thing to keep in mind is, you know, I know a lot of folks don't want to wear a mask. They feel it's restrictive. We're just asking you to do it while you're inside our businesses. Keep them open. Keep the people working there safe and healthy, and you know, just keep our businesses open. If we can do that, we're good.
Well, you look at what we're doing today, folks. You know, there's no way we want to stand out here with masks trying to talk to you about serious issues. But if we don't do that, we're really kidding ourselves. We have to stay healthy. Businesses can't operate if the people can't get there, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. And you know, I think if everybody goes back and remembers what it was like back in late March and April, when it was literally a ghost town in every one of our villages.
It was actually a ghost town.
It was, you know, the entire region. And if they can remember that, we don't want to go back to that. And our businesses can't survive that. And, you know, do it for your neighbors, do it for your friends, do it for your family. It's you know, if we all did this for 6 weeks, if everybody just put a mask on, socially distanced, washed their hands, did the right thing, we could virtually do away with this in 6 weeks.
Get past. Let's focus on the chamber now for a second, because things have changed for you. What is it that people need to know that you can provide them at this point?
Well, so things have changed a lot for me. A little over 7 years ago, I did my first interview in this job with you. Yeah. And we were just getting started back then. Since that time, the chamber's grown. We've grown immensely. We now have over 450 members, and since the pandemic started and continuing through now, we've been working really hard on making sure that our elected officials and our government officials understand what our businesses need, where they're at in terms of their status and their survivability. And we've been speaking with everybody from federal officials to state, county, local, and working to try to make sure that all of our businesses understand what the guidelines are, what the rules are, so to speak, of operating right now, and helping them to find the resources they need financially, in terms of safety plans, and really speaking with our government leaders, because they're the ones that, you know, at this point, unfortunately, because of the weakness in government, or weakness in the economy,
right.
We're being forced to look to government to kind of help us a little bit.
Yeah, right.
And I have to say, our elected officials have been very responsive. Our 2 U.S. senators have been very responsive in working with us. Our Congressman Delgado has been extremely responsive. And I have to give a real shout out to Chris Tague, our state assemblyman.
Right.
He's been all over the issues for us, and you know, our county officials, our county economic development office, Warren Hart and his crew,
right.
They've been all over this. Warren and his staff, myself and my staff, and Renee Van Schack at the Greene County IDA.
Yeah.
We've been working as the Greene County Economic Recovery Team throughout this. We've been meeting weekly. We've been meeting more often if necessary, and really have formulated a big plan for how, A, to get through this and keep our businesses informed and guide and give them the guidance.
Right.
But more importantly, where do we go from here? How do we how do we recover from this, and how do we grow on the other side?
Even if everything goes the way we want, how do we get going? Let me stop you just for a second, because I think it's very interesting, and that's what the gift of the chamber is, and you as a director. Deal with the businesses to give them the help and assistance they need, and then working with government officials to find out how can they best serve the businesses. And that's kind of where you're at, right?
Yeah, that's exactly where we are. We've spent a lot of time promoting the shop local. We really hope that folks understand that if they support their community businesses, they're supporting their neighbors, their friends, and that these businesses really need their support more than ever now. So we've been using our social media and our other advertising platforms, including our radio advertising, to encourage folks to make sure they shop local and shop small. And it's really been a good thing. Amazingly, sales tax revenue in Greene County has actually been very strong, and we're actually ahead of last year right now, which is amazing because that was a record year.
It is, yeah.
So folks are doing it. They are supporting their local business.
Well, the one I heard, and this is something for you to think about out there, folks, particularly the restaurant industry. I love dining out. So the restaurant industry, very near and dear to my heart. Here's what you do. Take one day a week, visit one of the restaurants. And if you don't want to go into a restaurant, it's understandable. Do the curbside. Do the delivery. But support these businesses. They supported us for years. We look at the Chamber Golf Tournament. I used to be the head of the Kiwanis Golf Tournament. We go to these people and get help all the time.
Yep.
Now it's our time to support them. And why not do it? Because it's fun. Go out and do the restaurant. Again, you don't want to go inside, do curbside, get delivery, but local. Think in terms of that, because that we can control.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our restaurants have been great. They've been creative. During the crisis when they could only do takeout and delivery, they had inventive menus, and they were doing things they wouldn't normally do in their menus. And there were some great family meal deals they put together, and some of them are still doing it. I think you're going to see more of it as the winter comes and outdoor dining kind of goes away. They're going to have the capacity, so you'll be able to still do things like, I think you'll see the return of more delivery and takeout and creative menus so that they can survive the winter, because unfortunately I think this is going to be with us through the winter.
That may be a permanent kind of alternative in providing service to customers. I know that some businesses have it set up so well that you have a one-way entrance, one-way exit, and then curbside delivery or online delivery. They really have figured out how to serve.
Yeah, the funny thing is, a lot of our restaurants didn't have a way to do online ordering prior to this, but because of it, they adapted quickly. They upgraded their websites, and now they have the ability to online order. They are just, it's been kind of good for business in a way, in that it's given everybody a chance to take a step back, take a look at their business. We've been encouraging people to examine every portion of what you do.
Right.
Be creative, be inventive. This is a great time to see,
where
maybe
you might normally not do that experimentation. Now's the time you're forced to do it. Why not take that look?
Yeah, and also you have the time, or they had the time.
Right.
Things were slow or they were shut down. It's a great time to, if you have a retail location, maybe remodel. Look at your product lines, look at better ways to do service. Maybe there's something you wanted to do that you never did and you want to add that to your business. So a lot of our businesses have done that, and I think you're seeing businesses that have sort of reinvented themselves a little bit, and so it hasn't been all bad news.
Right. Look forward to a silver lining.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that we're seeing right now across Greene County anyway is there's a lot of second homeowners that have been here the whole time. They came up and stayed in their second homes. So we're seeing a lot more people around. I would venture to say our population might even be a third larger right now than normal because of all the people in the county.
I think that's true, yes.
So that's helped to sustain us. It's helped to support our businesses. And, we'll see if that's if these folks decide to make it permanent or not. It wouldn't hurt in a census year. Please fill out your census. If you're a Greene County resident, we are falling so far behind.
Yeah. Fill them out.
Our self-report, our self-census rate is very low compared to the state and the country. We really need that. The census is so important because it dictates representation in government. It dictates revenues from the state and the federal government. It dictates school aid. We need you to fill it out. Everybody has, everyone has to get counted. All you have to do is go to mycensus2020.gov. It takes 5 minutes.
Any questions about census? And if you just don't know how to get started, call the chamber.
Help, absolutely. We'll get you.
Help.
We need you to count it. We need you to get counted, especially on the mountaintop towns. Our mountaintop towns, we don't have a single town that's had a 25% response rate yet.
That's really low.
That's really low. Across the country right now, it's in the 60%. The state rate is like 52%, and we are way behind.
Way behind. Got to catch up.
Yeah.
Let's do one commercial before we wrap this up with Chamber Golf Tournament. You're going to try to run it. Tell us about the tournament.
Yeah, so the tournament's August 21st. It's going to be at Crispin's Wyndham House, as long as everything stays the way it is and the guidelines don't change. We can do it. We're going to be careful, obviously, social distancing and masks and whatnot.
You got all the protocols set up. So
yeah. The only big change will be probably won't have the awards dinner, but we do have some things that we're going to do to address that.
Right.
To kind of still do it without doing it the way we always have.
Yeah,
so,
you got to make some changes. But again, don't forget, it's a donation supporting the chamber. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Friedman, Director of Greene County Chamber of Commerce. He's your guy. we love working with you, Jeff. It's always a pleasure. We're going to go out to commercial, come back, and we're going to visit with Jeff Hunt from the Columbia County Chamber and see what's going on over there. We look forward to having you join us here real soon. Come on back.